Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It is fantastic that you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my little video last time from the movie Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium. And certainly through Mahoney's story, who was the manager of that particular magical store, we looked about the fact that what needed to rise up within her to actually get her to find herself and her musical composition. If you haven't seen Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium, it's not a bad one to look at, I'm thinking. Well, we'll go from there to a couple of guys today who have written, considered one of the #1 song of the 2000s decade by the adult top 40 Billboard. This is a massive song that we're talking about today, and by a couple of guys who were formed in Los Angeles in 1996. And we're talking about Alex Band and Aaron Kamin. Now, they formed the band The Calling, and in 2001 they released their album Camino Palmero, and they followed that up with the album 2 in 2004. Now, Camino Palmero has received gold or platinum status because, as I said, there is a song on this particular album that when we talk about The Calling, we just have to talk about this song. Now, as I said, this particular song was on the Adult Top 40 Billboard Awards for 23 weeks. That is an incredible amount of time for a song to be #1. And it was voted the #1 song of the 2000s decade by that particular chart as well. And the song we're talking about is Wherever You Will Go. Now, I must admit, when I heard this song, I was blown away by it. It is actually just the 4 chords that a lot of songs are written in these days, but there is just something about the passion and the intensity and the melody and Alex Band's voice, which if you put all those elements together, you get an absolutely compelling song. Alex Band's voice is a little bit on the lower side, but there's an extreme amount of power and an extreme amount of expression in his voice, and it was just perfect for this song when it came out. Now, this song has been in a few movies. I can remember being in Love Actually. That was one of the movies I can remember it from. And the history of the song was that it was inspired by a family member who died, and the 40 years of marriage that they had, and the fact that what was left for the person left behind after 40 years. And so that's the inspiration behind this Wherever You Will Go. Now, Alex Band and Aaron, they were around 16 years old when they wrote this song. There's something quite insightful and something quite mature about these lyrics. But you think about, there's a few movies you can think of where, there's the deathbed scene and the one that's dying says something like, look, I'm always going to be with you. I may not be here physically, but I'll be with you in here. There's something quite beautiful about that, I am thinking. A little while ago, I talked about this a little bit in Somewhere in My Heart by Aztec Camera, a little while ago now. I talked about the fact that love is such a powerful and potent thing. It's a lot stronger than we think at times. We think we can control it, but we actually can't. It's a thing that will compel us to say sorry. It would be the thing that will compel us to be able to rise up and do things when they need to be done. What happens to this love, though, when the physical presence is no longer there? Do you think it just turns off? Do you think it just kind of finishes? Well, I don't think it does. I suppose this is my own little humble view, I suppose. I don't think love does turn off. I think love will carry on for the rest of our lives. And I think what happens is maybe our hearts get bigger and bigger and bigger as the love, all the loves that we have known come and go, or whatever they do. I think that perhaps, and sometimes perhaps when we are in grief and there's been a loss, we feel a bit guilty about having to let go and all the rest of us. That certainly is the common thought around grief. I think that thought has been changing of late, and I would argue that you don't need to let go. If you're facing this situation right now, yes, we know the physical is gone. There's nothing we can do about that. That is gone. But we can hang on to the person through memories and through conversation, going back to the places that were special to the both of you. And to be thinking, oh, it was so nice to have this person in my life. So nice to share these moments with that person. Why would we want to forget those moments? We keep that intention and in balance with the fact that our lives continue on and our lives go forward. And if there is a new relationship even that starts, I believe that can only happen because you've been given space to be able to acknowledge the fact that your previous love is still there. If you can kind of keep that previous love there and then bring in the new love and put those two loves at the start side by side, and then eventually they'll blend into one. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that any experience that we have going forward, this previous love that we have almost needs to be part of it. It needs to be reconciled in there somehow. We look back with fondness and with the fact that, oh, it was so fantastic that I spent those moments with that person. But at the same time, we're looking forward, and based on that incredible experience we had. That experience in the past has shaped us. That experience in the past has made us who we are, has helped to shape us, shape our character, shape our experiences, shape our memories. They're all the things that are in you. Even though the physical presence is gone, and it has gone, the relationship continues in other ways. Memories and experiences and special moments. And who says that those things need to go? They don't need to go. We don't become overwhelmingly obsessed with it though. We don't hang on to it with all our might and disregard everything else. I think what we do is we just realise it's there and we just gently carry it forward with us. Because I'm thinking that the person who's died would want you to be happy. They would be wanting you to miss them as well, but they want you to be happy. So if you are at the moment struggling with this stuff, and it is a struggle, grief is not an easy thing. It is needed. Grief is critical to your well-being. It's the way the human body deals with the loss. But at the same time, we carry the positivity of the experience with us. We may feel sad from time to time. We may come up with a special day. Say for instance an anniversary, we're thinking, oh man, I don't want to go through another anniversary. Well, let's think about the fact of what made that anniversary special. And focus on that feeling that you had. And think, oh wow, I'm so glad I had those anniversary experiences, or the birthdays, or the Christmases, or whatever it is. They will always be part of you. This is certainly what this song is all about. Wherever you will go. So will as in your future going, where you will go from now on in. And I suppose the decision we have to make is, are we going to move? Are we going to carry the joy of that person with us? Or are we going to focus on the sadness, almost at the expense of that joy? Some people think that, once their partner has died, this may be the case for you. Everyone is different, I know. That there's no way in the world there can be anybody else. But what if there is? Now, I don't know your journey. I don't know what you've been through. I know grief is horrible and yucky and hard. What about if love has not finished with you yet? It's a big thing to say, I know. But keep the love that you have in you. Hold on to it. Keep it. Remember it. Acknowledge it. But maybe in that big, beautiful heart of yours, there is space for a new love as well. And the two loves can sit there side by side. And that will happen through conversation with the new love, through, the conversations, and as you talk about your memories and what made them special. That's how the love can stay there. And maybe the two loves will become one going forward. Good on you, Alex and Aaron, for writing such an amazing, incredible, passionate song. I think, we all have legacies inside us. We have legacies that of people that we have known, and we want to do the right thing by them, and we want to keep their influence with us. That's a given. That influence will always be there. It's an influence that I believe would also want us to be able to still experience life as well. So if you're going through this stuff right now, first of all, I'm really, really sorry for your loss. I really, really am. I'm sorry about the grief journey you're going through. Just let grief do what it needs to do. And it'll be very individual for you. Trust me on that. Having lost a mum and a dad, I well and truly know, and Mum was only 62 when she died, so not terribly old. But I look back on Mum and I think, oh, so good that she was in my life, and just part of her was still with me, even today. So please be encouraged. First of all, one, your grief journey is important. Your grief journey is taking you into places which you never thought you would go, but it's taking you there because it needs to. And what is your iconic memory? What is a memory that you think of more than anything else? So when you do need the memory, which is the one you go to? There'll be plenty of memories, but sometimes there's one that's just bigger than the others. Hang on to that one with all of your mind. Well, I trust that will kind of be an encouragement for you today. Now let's get on to the clips. We do have Wherever You Will Go. We have got a very, very good live performance of this one. Here we've got Alex Band singing up the front, and just see how the crowd is being touched and moved by this performance. I do love the way this song gradually beefs up its guitar work in this. It's absolutely stunning what happens in this song. There's also an acoustic version of this song too. There's a bit of an interview, and then he does play a little bit of the song, which is always good to see. And you can just see that he knows exactly what the importance of this song. He also understands what the privilege it is to be able to sing it and to be the one that brought it to the world. So there's two versions of that one. And as I said, Wherever You Will Go came off the Camino Palmyra album of 2001. I thought I'd also bring in the song Our Lives, which is kind of one of these inspirational, let's make the most of it type of songs. This is the official clip. This came off the album 2 from 2004. And so the links to those 3 clips are in the description below. That will always be where my links are, so feel free to look at those. The live version of Wherever You Will Go is really, really good. Very good indeed. Well, if you have come back for another video, well done. Thank you for doing that. It's always great to see people coming back. And if this is your first time to Life Reflections through music, sometimes I get my words out, don't get my words out, as you can probably notice. That's okay. We're all human beings, right? Welcome to the channel, and I trust that you've been encouraged today. And please note the invitation below that if you want me to have a look at a song or an artist, just put it in the comments and I'll make sure that I have a look at it, and I'll drop the link right into your comment so that you can see it when I get it done. I do my requests before the series, and so, you know, it'll come back relatively quickly depending on what else I've got on at the time. Well, that's it for today. And by the way, I've also included my last video from Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium. So if you want to check out that one, feel free as well. Well, that's it for today. Next time, we're going to go on to the Charlie Daniels Band and their classic, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. So until then, I'll catch you around.